dig it?
Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're excited that you've joined us as we have a conversation.
It's time to join the conversation.
All right, welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. I'm Troy Trussell, your host this evening, or this morning, whenever you're listening. With me, as always, is Mr. Matt Amos and Mr. Chet Sears.
Hello.
Today, we're going to get a good word from Mr. Chet Sears. We're going to have a top 3 restaurants at which you have eaten. Folks, this could be McDonald's. We just don't even know what's going to happen
No, it can't be.
It could be.
No, it couldn't. Not with this group. It may be somebody that listens.
Have you met Matt?
I have. And I've eaten with a ton of meals with him, and McDonald's was rarely brought up.
Hey, that's only burritos in the duck blind, right? But first, before we get to all that, we're going to eat something. Oh, and we're going to hear what's on Matt's mind. But first, we're going to eat these. I thought it would be fun to eat some fuego. Translation, Matt?
Fire.
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 Fuego Takis. I've never had Takis. Saw these on the shelf
Fire.
at QT. I want to know if they're hot.
They're not.
Because I saw my son eating the blue ones. Have you seen the blue fire ones?
No. I do not pay attention to Takis.
Taki is made by Grupo Bimbo Company. I don't know what that says about them.
Tastes like a burnt Cheeto.
You got
burnt
misophonia.
Frito.
Look out.
It's like a Frito that got left in the fryer too long.
Yep. Not bad.
If they weren't colored, they would be black from overcooking.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're a little hot. They're like flaming Cheeto hot.
What? I don't think so.
I don't think
I
flaming Cheetos aren't that hot.
I wouldn't even say those are hot. They're seasoned. Those you could dip those. Those are robust.
Yeah, these are they're just spicy.
Yeah, I taste more lime than I do heat.
Oh yeah, I got some of the lime in there. All right, anyway.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. You want some?
I'm good.
I'll take another one. I mean, I'm trying to see this heat that you're talking about, but it ain't fuego.
No.
No, it's definitely not fuego. It's just like a spiciness down the back of the throat.
Most Kansans wouldn't be able to eat that.
But they sell it here.
It's so spicy.
True. Matt, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind, boys? A few weeks back, I made some gumbo for a tailgate for a high school football game. Hashtag Roll Tribe and Indians. And gone completely. So fast that I didn't even get a bowl.
What?
Or a cup of this gumbo.
Wait, you made it.
Yeah, I made it.
You didn't get a bite of it?
No. Like I tested it before.
Before it went out to the masses.
Like any good chef.
Right. I sampled.
You're going to make sure it meets your standards.
Make sure that it's good. And then showed up and it was a cold, windy, cool
Friday night.
Windy Friday night.
Cold. It'd be a cold day in hell before I got some gumbo. Sorry, go ahead.
Why? Make it. You're from Louisiana.
No, I meant it'd be a cold day in hell before I didn't get a bowl of my own gumbo.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Get to the point where you thank me. That's all I'm waiting for.
So that was it.
No, come on now.
And now we're going to move on to what's actually on my mind. So Chet gave me this. Before I get to what's actually on my mind, is Chet did give me this super secret gumbo recipe. Apparently, it's
secret
that it's been in his family for years. It's all they use, and apparently, I was just fortunate enough to convince him to give me this recipe, which turns out to be pretty darn good.
On the back of the Zatarans box.
No, it's not Zatarans, but it's not. You're not too far from it. Yeah, it works. It's never let me down. And I coached you through. You had a couple questions that day, the day of, about the garlic.
Yeah.
And
Well,
a few
because
other
I remember
ingredients. And the Tasso ham, which you can't buy in Kansas.
Well, and the first time, because this isn't the first time I made it.
Yeah.
But this is the first time this year.
You've had to substitute some stuff.
Yeah, and I've never had to substitute. And on the bottle, I downloaded the instructions.
Yeah.
That are on the bottle because the bottle had a bunch of grease.
Yeah.
Or oil.
Yeah.
And it said 2 cloves of garlic, and I was like, that can't be right.
Right. No,
I was like, as I remember the last time,
is.
it was like bulbs. No, because it was like a bulb of garlic.
Right.
I was like, so it can't be 2 cloves. I mean, cloves is just 2 pieces of garlic.
Yeah. No, it's.
And so that's why I asked you, and you said it was 2. They typically call for 2, and I was like, yeah, but I remember I used 1 last time.
Yeah. When you got a garlic guy.
Yeah.
Did you know this? That he gets his own homegrown garlic?
What?
Hard neck garlic too, the good stuff. Not that cheap Chinese stuff.
Wow. Dude, this stuff is like big as a baseball.
Growing right here
in Wichita.
Nice.
It's in surrounding areas. But yeah.
Yeah.
Does he do the garlic festival? Is he part of that?
I have no idea what he does. He just plants the garlic,
grows the garlic,
grows it,
harvests the garlic, sells the garlic. And he makes some garlic scape salt, which Matt's talked about before. You
should have said that in a Christopher Walken dialect. That would have been really good.
I can't
either.
Anyway.
You thought about it.
I'm thinking how to do it.
I feel like a proud father. I felt really good that Matt's gumbo was a hit. I had just a little part of
good.
I played a supporting role in some good gumbo. And for some people that normally don't eat gumbo.
Right.
And they were raving about it.
Yeah, they were like, wow, this is really, really good. And then it just so happened, I think I told you this, and I'm not, Troy, I don't remember if it was on the Hardheaded chat or not. But that night, of course, we're hosting Collegiate, which is like a huge rivalry. So there's tons of people at this game already. But there was an internet group that does videos called Overtime, and they've got like 25 million followers. And they'd been in town since that Wednesday filming the team because of our winning record. I think we're 57 or
58, 59,
something like that now. And but so
in a row, by the way, listeners, they have not lost a game over the last 4 years.
5
years.
5 years. And so, but they were there doing this story, and they got their our buddy that was kind of speaking for the community, Lance, which.
Yeah, how'd he get appointed to that?
They probably left here with some stereotypes that came true, but because of course on the back of the bus, he's got his Trump flag flying, American flag, just whatever. But they were like, man, we gotta, because they were all from New York. Like one was from like Buffalo, one was from Manhattan, and another one I can't remember where he was from, but. They're like, oh man, you guys do it up right. We haven't eaten this good on any shoot that we've ever been on. And he goes, go figure, you got to come to Kansas to get good gumbo, And I was like, hey,
yeah.
Now if that makes it into the film,
then we got something.
We got something going here. We're gonna open up a gumbo restaurant.
No, I'm not opening up a restaurant.
Whatever. So anyway,
I'll do it with you.
That was first.
That's my recipe.
Well, you'll get royalties.
That is not your. It's a family. It's a family recipe. Super secret. We can't let that out.
The Savoy family.
Last name.
The Savoy family.
Last name Zataran.
No, not Zataran.
It's not Zataran. You can't buy this stuff in Kansas.
But so anyway, I was actually just thinking about that because cooler weather, cooler temps, chili, gumbo. You're just looking for foods that warm you up. And which that would have been actually a good top 3 to do at some point this winter.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But so anyway, what's been on my mind is, since the last What's on My Mind, we were talking about Israel and the things that have been going on there, was, I basically had banned all forms of news from any of my feeds long before the events in Israel ever took place. I unsubscribed to Fox, unsubscribed to CNN, headline news. Oh, what is the OANN, whatever the conservative stuff is. I unsubscribed to Fox, KSN, all the local news stations I don't follow anymore. So that's why a lot of times, Chet, you're the only one that brings any news into this place because you're the only one checking it, and I never really see it. But with the events in Israel, I was like, man, I really kind of want to know what's going on. And so I started listening on satellite radio and then watching at my office, putting the TV on to Fox News and CNN, kind of going back and forth between the two, because I think somewhere between those two, you kind of get the real story of what's going on. And that's not even the case anymore, I don't think.
No. No.
But, you know, and I was like, I'd be watching CNN, you know, and then they'd take a jab at the Republicans, you know, and I remember, you know, back a few weeks ago when they were trying to find out who they were going to get behind for speaker, you know, the Republican nominee for speaker, you know, and going through all that. And here's CNN just putting their jabs in there, like, you know, these people try to get their stuff together and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, I've had enough of that. I'm going to switch over to Fox News now, and I'm going to, you know, do Fox News for a while. And then I'm watching Fox News, and they're talking about, you know, Iran and $6 billion and how this is all Joe Biden's fault and blah, blah. I'm like, can we please just go back to the reporters on the ground and have them tell me exactly what's going on right now? I don't need you to give me your opinion on what you think.
Right.
Give me the news. Tell me what is going on.
And that's what TV's gotten to. It's the same way with sports. We're just going to put a bunch of people on there and we're going to argue about things. We're not going to give you any substance. And so it's no good. It is no good. It's entertainment. It's not news.
No, it's 100% entertainment. That's all it is.
And I don't find it entertaining, so I don't watch it.
I don't either. And what really caught me, what really kind of turned me off was, so that was when I was watching the news on TV. And then I was driving to, we were actually going to go eat at the Cajun Shack. And so I had Fox News on XM radio. Mm-hmm. And so I'm listening there, and it was one lady, and I don't know her name. I hadn't watched the news in years. And then all of a sudden, I just start turning off. So I don't know the lady's name, but she just said, I was like, I had to turn it off. I was like, would you just shut up? I mean, you just sound like a whiny, like literally like whiny. And I'm like, how is this? This isn't news. You're not telling me anything. All you're doing is whining because something's not going your way.
Right.
You know, or there's something that you perceive as being a wrong. I was like, but that's your opinion and that's your perception. That's not actually what's happening. Give me the news, give me the facts, so then I can make those opinions that you're trying to make to me, so I can make those on my own.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm finding, you know, and I've liked Russell Brand and the media and the news that he's presented for a while, because he presents the facts. He says, this is what it is. And then he says in the comment, he's like, am I right or wrong in this? What do you think? You know, and of course it's driving traffic is what he's trying to do, but he leaves it open. Like, what do you think? You know, tell me what you think. Here's what I think. Here's the facts.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. What do you think?
Right.
And so it's not like this is the way it is and this is how it's wrong. He's like, here's the facts. Here's how I perceive those facts. Not this is what it is.
Yeah.
This is how I see it. And I appreciate that about the way that he brings certain headlines to light.
I agree. And I basically switched over, like YouTube and X are my two news sources now. And there are specific people that I follow on both that tell me what they have found about certain scenarios, and then I draw my own opinions. But I do not get any information, nor do I seek out information from any traditional news source anymore.
No, I think they need to go away.
The best thing that could happen to them would be Trump winning again. That's just cold hard facts. Every news outlet's ratings went up when Trump got elected. Every news ratings, no matter who you are, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, every one of them went down when Trump lost the election.
Right.
After that, nobody cares. So deep down they want him to. They will make money if he gets elected again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quit listening to news. When did he run for president?
16, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when I quit news.
Yeah.
I think that's about the same time I did.
I quit before that.
7 years ago.
I quit first.
Well, I mean, just like even local news channels. Like,
yeah, it's been forever.
So, and there's one I follow that gives no opinions on anything. It just literally reports the facts. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Wichita News Network.
No.
So it's strictly local. And it's like, hey, there's a car wreck here. There's this here. There's this here. There's this here. That's it. There's no, it's a Facebook post. There's no video. There's just words. Here's what happened. Here's where it happened. Stay away from this area, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's the only news that I get is that one. It's people on the ground that have seen it, you know, or listening to police scanners or something like that. But yeah, so I'm so tired. I wish there were more Russell Brands.
Dude, why don't you do it?
I can't break it down like him.
Huh?
I'm not. No,
Start practicing.
No.
You could just record yourself talking and then send it to me and Troy. We won't do anything bad with it, I tell you. And then when we think you're good enough, we'll tell you to go live.
No, I'm going to pass on that.
Huh? Come on, man.
I'm not the one
got
that
a
needs
studio
to be
right
bringing the
here.
news.
Right here.
But, well, I mean, I would have to be on the ground at those places to report.
Russell Brand's not on the ground.
The facts.
He's not on the ground.
I would have to be.
You would have to be. Now you're trying to get a travel budget and you hadn't even agreed to a show yet.
I'm just saying. You want me to go to these
I'm
places?
not going to executive produce this anymore. I'm out.
That's fine. I didn't ever want to be in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so funny because I was like, I've got to turn this off and I'm going back to my, my no news. I'm just going to get it from wherever, I mean, there's some on X or I actually search the topic in Google or whatever. And then I scroll down to find independent sources.
I can give you some folks that I trust anyway.
I think you're probably skewed.
You do call him a communist a lot.
He's been to China recently.
Well, you've been to Afghanistan. What does that say about you?
For a different reason than you were in China.
That's what you think.
But yeah, it was just so funny because it took me probably a day and a half of back in it, like watching it. I was like, it's got to go. I can't.
Oh yeah, I watch. I watch it for a day, and Hannah is like, "What is wrong with you?"
I was like, "This is like my." I have three girls, my wife and my two daughters, and this is like them
bickering back and forth. Yeah,
and I'm like, I get enough of that at home. Shut your mouth. I was like, maybe.
All right, we're gonna have to go to a break. Matt's about to get in trouble.
I was like, maybe if just men reported the news, maybe we just go back to men reporting the news. I might be able to handle it a little better.
We need an AI Walter Cronkite.
There you go. Even better.
Yeah.
Even better. Let AI do it. No emotion.
You need an AI Ron Burgundy.
AI is wrong though. AI is not. They don't get the facts. AI is more biased than I am.
Well, it would have to be programmed right, Chet. It'd have to be programmed.
But it's not. It's artificially incorrect.
Well, either way, I don't care. All I'm saying is I think maybe if men aren't going to report the news, then we just need to do away with news altogether.
You know who also only wants men to report the news? Hamas.
Oh, them too. Yeah. That's true. That's true. But it was it was just the way she was whining, man. I was like, oh, it got to go. Boop.
Can't take it anymore.
Nope. Just give me the news. Talk to me. Tell me the facts. That's all I want.
Give me the facts, ma'am. Just the facts, ma'am. I watched Dragnet the other day.
Oh, that's a fantastic. The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's not that great. It's about devil worship and all that. But anyway.
You want to know? They get their guy. He always gets his guy.
What I've been watching over the past couple of months.
Mister, I'd like to throw the book out the window.
All in the Family.
I never watched any of those.
Holy moly.
Never watched it.
Wow. Never. That dude would be drugged through the streets today.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my goodness. Bad. Like, funny.
Bad.
Funny.
Like, off-color jokes or women jokes or
Like just the racial,
oh,
like bad,
yeah,
right? But you had George Jefferson in there, and they were giving it back and forth to each other, and I was just like, that's hilarious, that's funny.
yeah,
Today you couldn't do that today.
yeah.
But, so anyway, it was just, but some of the stuff, you're just casually watching TV, and then you're like, oh,
Whoa, somebody,
where did that come from?
who put this out there? Yeah,
I was like, and they're playing this without even bleeping it. That's okay. Very well.
wow.
Nice.
Anyway.
All right. That's what's been on Matt's mind. Thank you for sharing.
Yep, Gumbo, all in the family, and not
No more news.
Not watching the news anymore.
All right. Well, stay tuned, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the top 3 restaurants at which you have eaten.
Notice that's grammatically correct.
Yes, he didn't end it in a preposition.
Are you driving traffic to your website? Do you have an engaging homepage? Better yet, does your homepage have a video? We recently created a video for a client about his business and the services they provide. Since he placed the video on the homepage of their website, he has had a number of clients specifically say they decided to use his services because of that video. At Trussell Media, we help businesses create engaging videos to host on their websites, email to clients, and use in their social media marketing. Contact us if you're interested in creating a video for your homepage today. TrussellMedia.com. Fill out the form at TrussellMedia.com/contact. Let us help you tell your story through video.
And we're back. We're back. We're
back. So top 3 restaurants at which you have eaten. That is grammatically correct. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome. I do my best.
We're going to start with Chet.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Ready? Buckle up, boys. Cafe del Tasso, 1476. It's in Bergamo, Italy. It's been around since 1476. It's very old.
I think you sent us some pictures from that
People were
place.
eating there before Columbus discovered the Americas.
Wow.
Yes.
Same owners?
No. And there's been some like discontinuation during certain periods and whatnot, but
During the bubonic plague, maybe?
But I had several things there, and this is the only restaurant on my top 3 where I've eaten once, and I'll probably go back if I have the opportunity. It's not too far from where I have to travel regularly with work, but it's in Old Bergamo. There's 2 parts of Bergamo, and this is in the old part. Narrow streets, tall stone buildings, cobblestone. It's in the town square. It's just a beautiful cafe. Ravioli was outstanding. It's not ravioli like you get out of the Chef Boyardee can. It's fantastic, and it's Tasso. It's the name of my dog. Their little logo has a dog too. It's pretty fantastic on how that is. It was meant to be. Number 2, Barbecue City, Ruston, Louisiana. That they just can't. I'm telling you right now, it's not open. It's under different names, different ownership or whatever. But at the time, when I was there in college, hands down, best beans, potato salad, best meat, from all the way around, best barbecue. You knew what you're getting, and you get a 2-meat plate for $6.20 back then. It's fantastic.
$13.99.
And then you served your. This is as a college student, as a broke college student, $6.20 is a lot for a meal. But they put the meat on your plate and handed you the plate, and then you went to a buffet to get your sides. So I had some engineering courses, and I knew the structural integrity of that plate that I had and how much potato salad and beans I could put on that. You
couldn't go back to the buffet?
No.
It was just a
one time through.
Yeah.
One time through. The only thing I would get extra is I need an extra slice of Texas toast. And my boy Marcus, the guy that served the meat, he hooked me up.
I think I went there once with
once.
Big and Brochet.
Just once.
I had a meal ticket thing. I went to the student center a lot.
Dude, you missed out.
I did.
It's like you lived during the times of Jesus
and didn't go see
in Jerusalem,
Jesus.
and you're just like, nah.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah.
They're having supper? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll catch them next time.
Fishes and loaves? Nah. I'm over here.
No, I'm pretty sure I went there. I just don't remember. I didn't have an experience there like you did.
And then, I was there a lot.
I drank a lot more than you in college.
You drank a whole lot more than me in college. Number one, and this one's kind of funny. So for fine dining, Mickey Mantles Steakhouse in downtown Oklahoma City. And again, I'm not a fine dining kind of person, but this scenario worked out. I was on this team that would go support.
They got like tomahawk steaks.
They have a whole bunch of stuff. This is back before tomahawks even became popular, though. This is way back, 90s, early 2000s. But when I worked in automotive, I was on this team that would go like, hey, we need you there Monday. Like get on an airplane and go or whatever, and go help these factories that were having trouble. And what I found out, I'd been to a couple other ones before this trip, and what I learned was like the whole expense reporting scenario was, you go out, you buy stuff with the company credit card, you come back, you fill out an expense report, your manager looks at it, critiques, hey, if you're buying something that's too much, or they kind of, you had a limit on how many drinks you can get, whatever. But they were the control point, your manager, because that was hitting his budget or her budget, and that was coming out of the whole factory stuff. Well, I learned that for this stuff, if I was going to support another plant, whatever the expenses were, my plane tickets, hotel, and meals, they would just back charge the factory that I went to help. So the people that were signing it didn't really care anymore how much all that stuff was, because it wasn't coming out of their budget. And the people that were asking me to come and help didn't care, because they were having a disaster and losing all kind of money, and they needed the team there to help support them, which turned into, when I was helping this Oklahoma City factory that we had, me eating at Mickey Mantles 2 times a week for months. So I had just about everything on their menu more than once, was able to hone in on the exact perfect ribeye and the sides and and just had that, so I'm going and eating, these $150 meals, and my manager's like, oh, great. No big deal. They're paying for this, not me. So I ate there a lot, and it was good. It was really good.
That place still around?
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been there in
20, 30 years?
No, not that long. Yeah.
Be 20.
20 years.
20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
But I ate there a lot, man.
That's hilarious.
I ate there a lot. It was good. Real good stuff. That's it. Top 3.
All right. I'll go next. Number 3, I'm going to keep it local with my favorite local spot, Little Saigon. It's fantastic. Get the vermicelli noodle dish almost every time. Comes with shrimp and an egg roll. So
B9.
Good. B8.
B8. I get the B4 with pork.
Yeah. Good stuff. Number 2, I'm going to take it down to old New Orleans, Louisiana. The Napoleon House. What do I get there?
The Muffuletta.
That would be the Muffuletta.
Muffuletta. Are you sure? How's it spelled?
Well, it's spelled with an E, but everybody says Muffuletta.
Okay. My bad. I don't order them.
I know. You grew up
because they're nasty.
You grew up in Japan.
I don't like olives, and that is an olive sandwich.
Yeah, this is so good.
No, it's not. It's horrible.
Muffuletta is one of the best.
Do you like olives? Yeah,
Love
you do.
Love olives.
Yeah, you like this sandwich.
Have you ever had a Muffuletta, Matt? Dude, go down to New Orleans.
No.
And get you one. They're the best.
Keep your head on a swivel.
I'll tell you right now, if I go down to New Orleans, where I'm going to eat. It's not on my top 3, but it's an honorable mention. But since you brought up New Orleans and food, Crescent City Brewery, they have a shrimp.
Oh boy!
No, it's a pasta dish.
Etouffee?
No.
Creole shrimp?
It's kind of a Creole pasta.
Fried shrimp?
Not fried.
Boiled shrimp?
Nope. Grilled.
Sauteed shrimp?
It's grilled.
Bubba gum.
Yeah. But it's spicy and it's
you could fry it. You could grill it.
It's freaking awesome. I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's super good.
And then my number 1 is Superior in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Mexican grill.
Skirt steak fajita, chicken fajitas. Oh, Their queso is probably some of the best on the planet. I mean,
What is that funny? You're laughing at his queso?
No, I scrolled by something that was.
Oh,
he's over there scrolling on Facebook.
yeah.
I was trying to find the name of that. I was looking for that restaurant
Oh, okay.
or the dish, not the restaurant.
Anyway, yeah, superior Mexican food. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's not like traditional Mex. It's like
No, it's good.
Tex-Mex, but it's
superior than anything else out there.
yeah. I wouldn't even call it Tex-Mex because it's like got its own twist on Mexican food. It's just really, really good.
Excelente.
Every time I go to Shreveport, I'm like,
Gotta go.
I gotta go there. And if you drink, their margaritas don't get more than one,
Oh,
even if you're a veteran drinker.
put you down.
Yeah, they put so much alcohol in that thing. They serve them in styrofoam cups. If you leave it sitting out long enough, you don't drink it, it'll start eating the styrofoam. I'm not kidding, dude.
Yeah. And if you drink it, it eats your stomach lining and your liver.
Exactly. Matt, what you got?
So my number 3 is Michael Jordan's restaurant in Chicago.
Yeah.
So
I've been to that one in New York.
New York. So this
the
was the
Central
first
Station.
Yeah. So this was the first one he opened up.
Yeah.
And this was back pretty soon after it actually opened. But I think I talked about family vacations and one of them being to go see the Chicago Bulls play.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. And so that was one of the trips because we never went to really any restaurants that were fancy or anything like that. And I just remember, it was looking at the menu and it's like, my mom was like, we can afford to get a hamburger,
Right.
And so, and the hamburger was like $18 or something like that,
Yeah.
and they were just like flabbergasted. I was like, that's a pretty darn good hamburger, but $18 hamburger, probably not.
Yeah.
Because I can get the best hamburger in Wichita for $10. But so it was pretty good, but that was a really memorable restaurant to go eat at.
Yeah.
Number 2, strangely enough, Tony Roma's in Peru.
Peru.
Yeah.
Tony Romo, the quarterback?
No, not Romo.
Huh?
Tony Roma.
I'm confused.
Tony Roma. Roma's.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I went there too, Chad. It's all good.
Yeah. Like what?
but
Jordan Romo. Yeah.
now, so they, but down there, because it's a chain,
Aikman?
restaurant, but they had, out of all the places that I tried, because the dish that I enjoyed down there, which I've said on the top 3 foreign or
Mm-hmm. I remember you talking about
was lomo saltado.
Yeah.
And they had the absolute best lomo saltado out of any of the restaurants that I ate at. It was spicy, perfect, and awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's right on the beach there in Lima, on a cliff overlooking the ocean. It's beautiful, beautiful restaurant.
Yeah.
So I always enjoyed eating there. And then number 1, I probably would never afford to eat there ever. I was a guest, and my meal was paid for. But it's Morton's Steakhouse in San Diego.
I went to one in Vegas.
Morton's.
Yeah. I think that's a chain too, right?
I'm not sure I don't know if that's a chain. I just know that it's a super exclusive, high-end steakhouse in San Diego. And the steak that I had there may be the best steak I've ever had anywhere I've ever been. And that's any place in Texas, here. I mean, just, it was phenomenal the way they prepared that steak.
Nice.
Yeah, they're in Arizona, Scottsdale, Anaheim, Burbank, LA, Palm Springs, Sacramento,
So the Southwest type of deal.
San Diego, San Francisco. Yeah, I have DC, Florida. Yeah, I don't guess in Atlanta, Honolulu, Chicago.
What? They got a lot of them.
They have Vegas? I got to go down and see if they have Vegas, because if they have Vegas, I ate there. I knew, but it would have been a long time ago. No, I don't think they do.
I think the place I ate in Vegas was Ruth Chris Steakhouse.
Yeah, that wasn't. It was a different one that I ate there. But anyway,
And I wasn't as impressed with Ruth Chris as I was
What'd you get at Morton's?
filet.
Yeah.
Morton's Steakhouse.
Yeah.
400 East Flamingo Road, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, maybe it was Morton's then. Yeah.
Did it look like this? It looks kind of like Superior Steakhouse.
Yeah, I think I
Shreveport.
did eat that. I think that's where I was. It was a long time ago. And I also did not pay.
It's the best way to go to that place.
Yeah, it's the best way to go to any of those expensive places.
Yeah. Anyway.
Beautiful.
All right. Good top three. Chet, you got a good word for us?
Oh, man. Did I get off that webpage that I was on? No, I didn't. All right. I told you
You said
several
you were
weeks
gonna
ago we're going to
circle
finish
back.
up Galatians. I'm not circling back. I'm just going to continue.
Circle back.
I'm not doing a circle back.
But we as a podcast are circling back.
No, I'm just continuing from where I left off.
You're continuing, but as a collective, we're
You can circle back all you want. Galatians chapter 5, we were talking about the emasculation of the gospel plus. You
Yeah.
can't do the plus. It's just
Cutting
the gospel.
off your balls.
And then we did that on the supporting actor. It was a supporting episode. Remember that? Well, it continues in chapter 5, verse 13. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge in the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as yourself. If you bite and devour each other, watch out, you will be destroyed by each other. So kind of along those lines of people were saying you need to abide by the law and you need to have faith in Christ.
Gospel plus.
And Paul is saying, no, it's just faith in Christ. And if you want to abide by a law, just serve each other. The entire law would be fulfilled by this one command: love your neighbor as yourself. So don't make it complicated. And it says right before this, you need to don't do the things of the flesh. So don't do what your flesh desires and love everybody else as you love yourself. That's the law, if you will. That's all you need to, all the rules that you need to follow. Have faith in Christ and share Christ's love with others. Love others. So it helps in the supporting with that. It also helps with the rules. Like, what should I do in this situation? Is this pushing after what I want? Or is this going to help support others? Is this going to show love to others? And then, yeah, that's what I need to be doing. I don't need to be selfish. I don't need to be making myself the main character here. I don't want to do what I want to do, what the flesh wants me to do, whether that's drinking and debauchery and all the other stuff that there's a list of stuff that continues on in this. And it says that if you live by the Spirit, you will love. And then the fruits of those Spirit. So a lot of times that we think what we want to be, like, well, it's, the list of stuff: don't hate, don't cause discord, don't be jealous, don't have fits of rage, selfish ambition. So it's like a list of things that don't do. And then we read the passage on the fruits of the Spirit. What are the fruits of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, forbearance, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. It doesn't say go do those things. It's not, because you don't want to think of this is a list of don'ts and then a list of do's. The do is love Christ and love others. And if you do those things, the fruit that's going to grow from your tree is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control. So it's not like you need to be patient. No, you need to pursue Christ. If you pursue Christ, you will become patient. That's the fruit that you will bear. Oh, I need kindness. No, you don't need to go be kind. You need to pursue Christ. Kindness will come with that. So the fruit's going to come from those things.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You hear some people say, like, God's teaching me patience through this or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I've said that before in my own life.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that now. Like,
Yeah.
You pursue Christ, you're going to be able to handle things differently. So therefore, you will learn patience.
But you don't go pursue patience. You pursue Christ, and patience will come. And that's
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you get in the context of both of, what is, wherever you're going to church, what are they telling you to do? And if it's not seek first his kingdom, then and it's just a list of other rules, then that's bad.
Go somewhere else.
This is follow Christ, follow him. And with that, there will be fruit that comes out of your life. Don't focus on the fruit, focus on Christ. And things are a lot more simple that way, but they're also more complex. We as humans want a list of do's and don'ts. Society runs better. It's less chaotic when we follow traffic signals, like that we want order. And it's difficult to hear.
Want bikers on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
You know?
It's difficult to hear. Yeah, we're not going to give you a list of rules. There's not going to be this big law that you need to follow. Just pursue Christ. All that stuff will fall into place. That's tough. But that's all you have to do. It's easy too.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's good.
it's my good word.
Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.